fun Halloween. Me and a girl I'm dating were invited to a costume party, and we drank a lot, so now she's convinced that I'm an alcoholic or something. Because we got a breathalyzer, and at the end of the night, she blew a .08, and I blew a homeless guy. It wasn't that bad. But the costume party was real fun. Our costumes were a hit. She's really into Disney, so she was Maleficent, and I'm really into whiskey, so I was belligerent. Super easy costume, you guys. Just drink until you black out. But I actually didn't have money for a costume this year, because of the drinking problem. So I decided I'd just go as Renee Zellweger. I just got a mask so no one would recognize me. Poor Renee. My buddy who's Asian wanted help with his costume, so I told him he should go as a Malaysia Airlines pilot. Not because he's Asian, but because he's really bad with directions. Too soon? Too soon, that's his name, he's Asian. Too soon. But now everyone in my family thinks I should go to AA. And I had to tell them, I'm like, relax, it's okay. I only drink when I'm being social. Like alone on Facebook. Let's see. So I've got this pain in my neck, and I finally started seeing someone about this thing that's been nagging me for years. My mom. She comes from a poor Hispanic family, and I went on Ancestry.com because I wanted to learn a little bit more about my family, and it turns out that her whole side of the family is poor. So yeah, our family tree was more like a Dollar Tree. The only things I inherited were massive debt, a broom, and a drinking problem. But, my mom, you guys, is so Hispanic that not only does she drink me under the table, she also cleans it, then gets paid under it. So illegal. My mom, that is. It's actually how my mom and stepdad met. She was his cleaning lady. And my stepdad is Jewish, so she's still his cleaning lady. At least he tips well for a Jew. I'm just kidding. He doesn't tip. That's why I'm not his gardener anymore. But I do remember one time, though, when I was his gardener, and I couldn't believe it, but the first thing he told me he was going to cut 20% of my tip. And I wouldn't have got so mad, but he was talking about my foreskin. I don't see what the big deal is about foreskin. Foreskin's just like Jesus. They're to protect you, but Jews just don't believe in it. I'm curious, are there any other men in the audience that are uncircumcised? Anyone please buy a show of skin? But now it's rubbing off. Not my foreskin. Relax, not my foreskin. His habits are rubbing off of my mom. Just the other day, she made me go out of my way just to pick up the penny saver, which is what we call my stepdad. My mom's funny. She told me that the only reason she married a Jewish man was for a green card. American Express. That one was the worst one, really. All the stuff is. They had a traditional Jewish wedding, and it was the first Jewish ceremony that my Hispanic family had ever been to. So we didn't understand all of the customs. After my stepdad stepped on the wine glass, my aunt thought it was her job to sweep it up. It's like, get back into the kitchen, Consuelo. My mom just turned 60. Thank you. And this always happens, but my stepdad and I both ended up giving her a nervous breakdown. Turns out she already had one. No, but now that she's 60, she's really concerned that she's aging poorly. So I just sit her down and assure her, Mom, you're like a fine wine. Too much of you and I get a headache. She's amazing. She actually is like a fine wine, which is why we keep her in the cellar. I shouldn't talk though. I'm aging poorly. Like I'm 33, which may seem young until you remember that's the age that Jesus died. Too soon? Crucify me. But I just feel like I'm 53. Like I already suffer from heartburn, which sucks because I used to be able to drop acid, now I just spit it out. I go to a rave, everyone's popping tabs, I'm just popping Tums. Curious, does anyone here get constipated? No shit? I get constipated sometimes, and I told my buddy who's a doctor, and he told me to go on the Subway diet, and I thought that was crazy, but after a week of only sandwiches, I actually did go to the bathroom, and I literally shat Jared. It was a foot long. That reminds me, speaking of 12 inches coming out of my asshole, I just broke up with a Dominatrix. Well, technically, she just unchained me. But everyone thinks dating a dominatrix is like amazing. It's not. It's scary. Like everything she was into sounded horrible. Things like knife play, gun play, cold play. I had to use my safe word. After her, I actually dated a woman that was even more kinky than a dominatrix, believe it or not. Dated a Republican. And the thing about dating a Republican is they're so pushy. So pushy. Like she'd always try to shove down my throat big government, which was the name of her dildo. But I'll leave you guys with this. It's not all bad, don't feel bad for me, because, you know, she actually was my first official cougar. Territorial and always peeing on me. At least I know what the Republicans mean by trickle down now. Thank you guys.